Howdy, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. Galling. I'm sure you've heard of it. Usually it refers to a person who's annoying or irritating, kind of like the person who edits my videos. Anyway, in the mechanical world, when you're building something, when you're assembling something, a mechanic threading stuff together, that's a whole different kind of galling. Why does it happen? What causes it? And how do we avoid it? Let's take a look. Here's galling candidate number 1. For years, once we weld a BFG 50 receiver together, we stuck a barrel in to make sure that the barrel is concentric to the handguard. And as you can see, this one is pretty good, but in the process of taking the barrel out, all of a sudden I'm unscrewing it, all of a sudden it kind of went, I'm like, uh-oh, crap. So I moved it the other direction, then it got stuck that way, and then, oh my God. You know, if you know, you know. You ever have something galled while you're threading it together, it's like, you might as well just throw it in the trash can, because this thing is pretty much toast. You can see this is very discolored because we've taken a torch to it. I've taken an impact wrench to it, and man, it's just, this is not coming apart. And I've actually got another one like that. And here's its unfortunate twin brother. Same deal. Only this one actually happened first, and we said, you know what? If it galls with just bare steel on bare steel, maybe we should use a parkerized one, because at least it's got a finish on it. It's got some oil. And here's the odd thing too. We've been doing this for over 20 years, and I have not had one stick in here until, I don't know, I think this happened about 9 months ago. And then 2 of them happened within a couple of weeks. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I think there was a disturbance in the force or something, but
that's not how the force works.
So first we're going to see why the hell this happens. Just go over that really quickly. And you know, you don't really care because you're screwed. Who cares how it happened? It's fucked up. But we do want to figure out how to avoid it. We want to figure out some solutions, what to do if it happens to you. So just in case you have no idea what it's like to thread 2 things together, here you go. These, you future people, these are steel parts. This is a human hand actually doing work. I know you don't do that anymore in the future. But here you go. This thread's on, no problem. And now, of course, this barrel is parkerized and it's already got some oil on it, so you'd expect that. The worst situations for galling are when your parts are made of stainless steel or aluminum or titanium. Those are most susceptible to galling. And of course, bare metal on bare metal is the worst case. This is bare metal in here. And like I said, parkerized, not quite bare metal. Close. The simplest thing to do to avoid galling is we put some oil on here. And you don't really need to be shown that. Well, maybe you future people, you don't know. We had this stuff called oil. They outlawed it somewhere around 2050, I believe, because some dickheads thought that it hurt the environment and stuff. So anyway, here you go. Oil makes stuff slide together. I'm sure you guys do a lot of that in the future. You have to use a lot of KY jelly and stuff, because all you do is fuck around all day. So here you go. Beautiful. You can hear the difference. Really nice and slick. Not gonna gall there. Now, what is the Mac Daddy of gall prevention? Anti-seize. Now this stuff, seizing is a synonym to galling. Galling, seizing, the same kind of stuff. You seize, it just stops. Like you're threading something together, it just seizes up and you're screwed. And of course, it tends to get everywhere. I believe it's aluminum powder suspended in basically grease. And it just is awesome. Now, use it sparingly or you'll end up like the Tin Man. Doesn't matter. It's going to get on you no matter what. There's no way to keep this stuff off of you. It's kind of magic that way. See? Didn't even touch it, I thought. So, put anti-seize on there. And man, hear that? Just quiet. Just shh. This is the best. And so you're going to say, well, Mark, why don't you put anti-seize on these threads before you put these things together? We could do that, and I think we have done it from time to time. But the problem is now you've got this, this is welded into the receiver. This is called the barrel extension. It's welded inside of there. And trying to get this anti-seize out of there once you've gotten it in there. It's way down inside the handguard, 14 inches away from the front, a few inches forward to the ejection port. It's just a pain in the ass because now you've got a whole different step where you got to throw a degreasing step in there, and it's just a pain in the ass. You want something where it's just neat, simple. The barrel screws in, you check the alignment, and you take it out. You don't have to fuck around with any chemicals and stuff. So that's why we don't do it. A better solution than using something nasty like oil or anti-seize and then having to degrease it and go through all that crap is to either plate the threads like hard chrome or maybe nitride the threads, or we could just get them to a much higher hardness than what they're threading into. Now, the easiest way to do that is to heat treat the threads. Now, how are we going to heat treat it? Induction heater. Now, what the heck is an induction heater? Think of it as like a microwave oven for metal. And I learned about this from the famous YouTuber, the Backyard Scientist, a fellow Floridian, and he has some really cool videos. I got a link in the description so you can check him out if you don't already follow him, which you should. He's got 5 million subscribers, so hopefully you all follow him. But anyway, he made his own, and I didn't want to have to go through all that because, I kind of run a gun company during the day. But I found this one. Actually, it's the exact one that he showed in his video on his induction heater. But this is actually the second one I bought because the first one was a piece of crap and it never worked and we had to send it back, and I just recently got this one and it works great. So I'm going to show you what it's like to heat some threads, not the exact barrel threads, but I've just got an example thing here. I couldn't find a barrel that I wanted to abuse right now. So let's take a look at what this is like. I'm going to put my glasses on so I don't get molten metal in my eyes, and I'm going to push the switch and start it up. Look at that. Yowza. That is crazy. And folks, that is like 1600 degrees plus. That is insane. Well, let's see how it looks getting quenched in the water over here. And that was hot, as Paris Hilton would say. Now, I know some of you who've watched my heat treating videos in the past feel cheated because what always happens? The oil catches on fire. And I know I just quenched it in water. Boring. But guess what? I've got oil here right now. So yes, you know what's going to happen. Put my glasses on so my eyeballs don't catch on fire. Ooh, here we go. Catch on fire. Of course it catches on fire. Always catches on fire. Look at the smoke coming out of here. The usual witch's brew. This stuff really stinks. But then again, it's used motor oil, so what do you expect? Yuck. Now, I said I was going to tell you how galling works, but it's kind of technical, and you can look it up if you really care. You got to be a real nerd to care. But basically, what we don't want is the effects of it. We don't care. Again, we don't care how it happens. We just want to make it go away. So the most important aspect of galling is avoiding it, and I've showed you how to do that. And obviously, it's a good way to avoid destroying $5,000 for the product. That's kind of important. And in the future, we're either going to have not barrels. We're just going to have some kind of threaded rod, and we'll probably end up heat treating it like I showed you over there, or we may get it nitride. I don't know, but we're going to avoid doing this ever again, I hope. That's about it. That's all I got for you. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you next time. Thanks. You know, all the super huge YouTubers are always like, they're super animated. We love you. It's like, and I saw something recently where the guy says, I'm not going to say I love you, but I don't mean you any specific harm. Did you guys see that awesome Daily Wire? The guy who's the head guy at the Daily Wire, they're doing razors now. Awesome stuff. Best commercial ever. There's a link to it in the description.